Welcome, everybody, to episode number 7 of Bag, Boarded, and More. My name is Anthony. This over here, distinguished gentleman with the amazing-looking outfit today.
Whoa, thank you. I'm Hector.
That's Hector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That was unexpected. Oh, hi, guys.
Hey, Hector is our comic book manager.
I am still.
Still a comic book manager.
Yes.
I am still the social media manager.
And some.
And some. And more.
and more.
So you're the comic book manager
and more.
So,
yeah. We can go into that later.
We're always on and more here.
Yeah.
It's like we say, what can you do? And I say, and more.
There you go.
So, speaking of and more, kind of brings us into our first topic.
Really?
Yeah. So, kind of just threw this one out there a little bit ballpark. I don't even know if you know what we're talking about because I was like, let's talk, but maybe let's not. I don't know. So, but I know you're not a huge wrestling guy.
Oh, yeah, not for a while.
But we were talking, WrestleMania just happened this past weekend.
Yes.
It's like the Super Bowl for wrestling, right?
And the guys are there.
Yeah, and our guys, Aiden, David, Emmett, they all went. So
we got some Iron Lion reps out there.
For sure. We definitely did. They were out there in Vegas in the heat, probably dying. But no, it was crazy. But on night one, because it was a 2-night event, Saturday, Sunday, one wrestler in particular, Roman Reigns, wrestled.
Oh.
And he kind of made some news going into the weekend saying that after his contract, which should end next year, that he wants to get away from a little bit more physical entertainment into regular entertainment. A lot of people thinking maybe acting coming down the line.
Right, because...
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so I know this name.
Yes.
Because I actually recently heard it in conjunction with acting already.
Yeah.
But also, before we go there,
yeah.
Roman Reigns, since he's being vague on what he wants to entertain with, what do we think he's talking about if it's not acting?
If it's not acting?
Is he a singer?
No.
You think he plays an instrument?
Probably not. I mean, he might, though. I mean,
he might.
Who knows? That'd be wild.
A little curveball.
He's just going to John Mayer it.
Maybe.
Kind of wild.
It's acting.
It's acting.
We're going to say it's acting.
Especially because he has a relationship. It gets very convoluted, but he's in this thing called basically the bloodline. He is the one tribal chief. He's the guy, right?
Wait, like in the wrestling world or like legitimately?
Like he's the tribal chief. So, but like he's like kind of the guy who kind of came in and filled The Rock's shoes, sort of. Now, there's some form of cousin something to The Rock. There's some form of real life, I think, relationship there. A lot of the guys who are in the wrestling, like Jey Uso or like even a Jacob Fatu, they're all like actually related. Now, The Rock is definitely in there somewhere. It's like this weird, like convoluted
interesting
thing, right? But obviously The Rock left wrestling, went into some acting.
Yes.
The big dude, kind of like Roman Reigns as well.
Yes. Big like physically or big like?
Big like physically.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bigger dude. Big.
The Rock. Dwayne Johnson's big.
So
period.
Obviously, he did Black Adam.
Yeah.
And he kind of got into that
superhero
superhero mold. Then you have a guy like Batista who plays Drax.
Yeah, in Guardians of the Galaxy.
For sure. Got John Cena.
Oh, Peacemaker.
Oh,
I love John Cena and Peacemaker, man.
He's good. He's good. Honestly, underrated actor, John Cena.
He's hilarious.
He's
hilarious.
Yeah. So my thought was, okay, he wants to get out. How does that look for him? Obviously, he'll probably take some roles here and there, but obviously, a clear to me path would be action hero.
Sure.
Which I think would lead to a superhero aspect.
Sure.
Potentially.
I mean, that's what. I mean, I don't know what the exact percentage is, but what, like 80% of action stars are heroes right now.
That's true.
I mean, it's really the entire cinema.
Yeah, for sure.
It's and
so like it's really a weird thought of what could he do?
Yeah.
Also, what would he obviously probably want to do? But like, I showed you a picture of him before we started. So, like, to refresh it. And then you actually brought up that, and I didn't know this, that he actually had a little bit of foray into.
Yeah, this is how I recognize the name. Because as you mentioned, I'm not really big into wrestling, but he was casted. He shot scenes
Yeah.
for Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be some type of member, I believe, in the Serpent Society. And then I think what ended up happening with reshoots and really wanting to bump the, personnel in the movie, they ended up casting Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay. Yeah.
So supposedly he took the role that Reigns was supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Add a little.
So he's already had a little bit of maybe
introduction. So I wonder what that means now. Does he have a Marvel contract? Or is because he was cut, maybe he's got a bad taste now. Maybe now he's in DC?
Maybe. Now you mentioned, just based off when I showed you the photo, and then that green, his look, very close to maybe a Jason Momoa.
Very Jason Momoa-esque.
So.
Yeah, because then when I started thinking, what could Reigns do?
Yeah.
Who does he resemble?
Is he Aquaman?
No. Because then immediately I think Lobo.
True.
But that is Momoa's character coming soon.
So maybe that pipeline is a little bit clogged. Maybe that franchise takes off and then they need somebody else similar, and then that's a spot even.
Roman Reigns, come to DC, man.
Yeah.
Let me see you over there.
Is there any based off the look, you obviously, like I said, you saw the photo, based off the look, anything that that oddly sticks out that you would like to see maybe it's not a movie that is okay, that one's definitely getting made. It may be a long shot or crazy out there, but is there ironically enough, he did play this character with Seth Rollins, him and a guy, John Moxley, who was now in AEW. They were a faction called the Shield.
Okay.
They wore these vests, and they came out and they just beat people up.
Oh.
They had the uniform. So it's kind of in my head, I was like, they could do a cool G.I. Joe spin.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I know it is comics, not necessarily superhero, but
Sure. Well, you know what? Okay, so on that note, because one genre I'm very eager to see more of is the horror comics.
Okay.
So let's put them in one of those.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, we had Werewolf by Night. That was a special that Marvel did. But since then, we haven't really seen anything.
Yeah.
So, boom, give me some horror.
I wouldn't mind that.
Put him in a Dracula.
Yeah. He's got the long flowing hair. He's got the musket. I mean, he could definitely pull maybe a werewolf
Yeah, you know who I think of? Oh man, who was it that did the old Dracula movie? The Spanish actor.
Oh. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Give me one of those.
Yeah, that's funny.
Give me one of those.
I see that. Maybe it'll be interesting to see what they would potentially force him into.
Yes.
And I say force because I feel it's weird to me because I'm there's so many people that know him as an actor already, technically.
Really? Oh, okay, because of wrestling.
He's
yeah. There's sure.
So it'd be interesting, I think that's the thing where The Rock has had some success. I don't think he's always gotten away from being The Rock.
Yeah, we're still calling him The Rock right now in this conversation.
But John Cena, I feel in his role, you don't think John Cena is.
I don't think of the wrestler, no.
Yeah. So
No. Well, so Swamp Thing is about to get working. I don't know exactly if it's a movie or if it's going to be a show.
Yeah.
Either way, now we're dipping into the horror realm. So come on.
I mean, I'm down.
Give me some of that.
I think that'd be interesting, especially give him a different look. That's,
Yeah, because there's not too many traditional superheroes that fall into his aesthetic. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very niche.
Yeah. And he ain't going to be playing Spider-Man. He's not nimble. He's not jumping up.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's a kid, mostly.
Well, I was thinking all the different Spider-Verses can be filled.
I mean, I'm sure there's we'll see. Matt, give me more horror. I think that's where I'm coming to on this conversation. Give me more horror.
So from wrestler turned potential comic book hero.
Yeah.
He may eventually make his way, if he does become a superhero. They like to do variant covers sometimes from the movies.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about this the other day because obviously covers are the things that catch my eye.
That's a sales pitch right there.
It's a sales pitch
right there. The cover,
We were talking the other day about how there's so many different covers. We'll make a longer form video definitely of this, but we wanted to touch a little bit on maybe some of the basics or like some of the more common. I don't even want to call them gimmick covers, but like things that do like we have Virgin.
Yes.
With
Yes.
no writing. Connecting covers, I believe, probably over my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's
that's true.
Like that.
Because you know what? There is a lot of confusion, especially with new comic book buyers.
Yeah.
And I would say since this holiday season has been an influx of
for sure
new people to collecting comic books.
Oh yeah.
Mostly for the collecting aspect, not so much for the reading. And that's not a bad thing.
No. I've seen the back end numbers.
Yeah.
That we are growing in the comic book.
We are. And it's not a bad thing. But there's a lot of confusion.
Yes.
There's a lot of confusion because one, people don't, it's hard to read a cover.
Yes.
Is this a date? Is this an issue number?
Mm-hmm.
Things along those lines. As you mentioned, Virgin covers, which means there's not any print on there to read.
No print. That is like this right here.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I just recently learned, and I'm been around them, is like every now and then there's a little bit of writing, and that's a
minimal trade.
So
so you might get like a logo on there, something small like that. But there is a wide variety of different covers. We actually just ran into an issue with this.
Yeah.
Because of, we submitted a book to CGC.
Yes.
It was a 1-in-50 ratio, which means you have to purchase 50 copies of this book to qualify for this one special cover.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes, most times even, that ratio will resemble a different variant.
Yes.
That's not so limited.
Okay.
And usually the not so limited one will have some text on it, so you can differentiate between the two. Well, this 1-in-50 ratio we sent out came back, and CGC had stated it was a regular cover.
Even on the back, when you flip it over, it shows that it was.
You can see 1-in-50. So even professionals get confused sometimes.
Yeah.
That sneaks through quality check. So it is an important thing to learn.
Yes.
The different types of covers, the different types of gimmicks, because like you mentioned, connecting covers. Yeah. Right now, there's a lot of April Fool's covers, which I'm really liking. Yeah. We just got a, I think it's a Batman book, and you got Joker and Harley Quinn in the background, and Batman with binoculars looking really upset, and he's got like paint around his eyes. Like they're playing a prank on him. So the April Fools covers have been really fun.
Really cool.
And those spread across a ton of different, both Marvel, DC, a bunch of different publishers are doing it.
Yeah.
So it's not really specific to just one story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the one that always trips me up is like when it's like, say, like I think Stormbreakers does it a lot, where it's like you'll have a cover.
Yeah.
But actually, the story is something different.
It could be a different character. Yeah. So sometimes you fall into those situations. Like Marvel's April Fool's covers are primarily Deadpool on them.
Oh, okay.
He's the one playing the pranks.
That makes sense.
Right?
Fair.
Joker's the one playing the pranks on the DC ones for them. Actually, I think all of them. So it can be confusing.
Yeah. Because then they cross and then you're like, oh, okay, this guy's on this one. That's kind of weird. And then sometimes you'll get like people that aren't even associated with the story on the cover. It's like...
Yeah.
And then oh, that's a sick Venom cover, and then you're like, that's Fantastic Four. Like, what?
Yeah.
So
it can get confusing.
It can get confusing. I feel like we had talked about the other day, definitely doing a longer.
We should,
like explaining for the new collector, maybe even the avid collector who
Yeah, because I mean, collecting and comic books in general have changed dramatically. Over the years. Yes. There's a lot more, like gimmick covers were a thing back in the day, embossed, foils, lenticulars, die cuts, and holograms. We saw a bunch of those.
A lot of
holograms, and they sell, man.
They
sell. But nowadays there might be 50 different covers for one book. Because then you've got store exclusives. Yes, we will make a longer form video. Yes. Absolutely. Get into details on this.
Now, this actually leads to a question I just thought of that I didn't think of before. But we have the classic covers. Obviously, you got, the first appearance of Superman. You got, first appearance of Deadpool. These classic covers that immediately pop in your head.
Yeah.
Will we have that for any new characters that come out?
I think so.
That make it big, because with all the variants, potential overload of like, oh, that's the cover I think of when I think of their first appearance. That's the cover I think of.
Yeah.
XYZ.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think the leading contender is always going to be the A cover,
Okay.
the original cover, the first cover,
Yeah.
the main cover, right? That's the A cover. I think that one will always stick out to people, but a lot of what's becoming more desirable, and I think what's going to be sticking in people's minds are like the limited ones, the ratios, the 1 in 50s, 1 in 100s, higher numbers than that,
Makes sense.
or even store exclusives.
Yes.
And that's really where the collectible society is starting to lean is like let's find our favorite artist,
yes,
and let's get a store exclusive, because those things are limited to 350 to maybe 1,000 copies at the most. I mean, some can go higher than that, but the really desirable ones, you're talking about very limited numbers, and it's because people are hunting this crazy art.
Yeah.
The one right behind you is Absolute Batman #1, Absolute Superman #1.
Yes.
616 is a comic book store. 616 exclusive. Tyler Kirkham did the art on that. Tyler Kirkham, a very popular artist, crushed that work. But the only place you're finding that, besides resellers, is 616 Comics.
That makes sense.
That's where I got those from.
For sure. I know we have our own Iron Line.
We do.
So, and look, working on potentially doing
more. Please. I would love to do more. I would say some of the biggest names that we've dealt with now, we've got Gabriel Del Auto, did our Silver Surfer Black.
Yes.
We have Mike Ruth,
Yep.
did our Deviant.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have a Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Ooh, I forgot who did the work on that.
What is it? We did Little Bird.
Little Bird.
Little Bird.
Little Bird. I don't remember who did that. Oh, Mike Ruth did Little Bird for us too.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love if we can get a Puppeteer Lee Iron Lion exclusive. I would chop a leg off to get the original.
You didn't hear it from me, but you heard it from me. Oh. Our owner said it was in. We could make it. So
I know I want it so bad.
So Puppeteer Lee.
Puppeteer Lee. What's it gonna take, brother?
We want a store exclusive. We love it.
Give us a store exclusive.
Great. Hector has turned us all onto Puppeteer Lee.
Oh man, dude, I'm so obsessed.
So Puppeteer. We're super pumped. Or Jenny Frison.
Goes without saying, I would take a Jenny Frison.
For sure.
It's my top 2.
I'm down. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Maybe Jim Lee.
Okay, so then the question becomes. Yeah, Jim Lee, please. So then the question becomes. And maybe somebody out there can answer this for us. What upcoming book do we invest getting a store exclusive on? Because you have to commit to thousands of copies with major publishers.
Yeah. But awesome store exclusive, like you said.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
But, you're not going to hit me with a random Green Lantern issue for our store exclusive.
Come on, man. You don't like Green Lantern?
I'm not saying.
Green Lantern 612.
Watch that ends up being like a major issue.
That would be wild. No, yeah. And then I know, obviously, because I look back at the store exclusive, I looked up, and up here we have an homage cover. So.
And then homage covers. Oh, that's a whole nother category to get into. Yeah, because that Batman up there is an homage to Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1, which has I'm trying to collect every single homage to that. I've got Creep Show doing that same pose. I've got a Vampirella doing that same thing. Dude, they're everywhere.
Well, and the funny thing is we were just looking through comics the other day, and you found a Flash, an older Flash.
Yeah.
And then you were like, this cover was an homage to this cover.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. So.
Yeah. Absolute Flash #1, the 1 in 25 ratio, was an homage to an older 12 center Flash book. I had no idea.
I mean,
the more you know.
So look forward to us doing some. We'll have to definitely write a script and make sure we hit every single, because there's so many aspects of. Maybe we'll make it a little series. Maybe we'll do like a little bit on every. And just make it a little series. So let us know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I think that would be super
what
fun.
To look for, how to find it, how
it'd be interesting to maybe go a little even deeper and do like maybe a little history on it and see who did, maybe if we can find who did the first lenticular cover.
Sure.
First wraparound cover.
Or the most homaged cover.
So, be interesting.
There's a lot of them. Spider-Man 300, Spider-Man #1. A lot of people are homaging Spider-Man. Secret Wars #8, first appearance of the black suit, homaged a lot.
For sure.
A
lot.
Homework.
That's right. So then, I mean, we have already nailed 2 great topics. Super fun.
Yes, I agree.
2 different little ones.
I agree.
Now I'm gonna kick it back because we're gonna add it all together.
Okay.
Go back and forth. Wrestling style, because you're not a wrestling fan. But there's a thing in wrestling. It's called Survivor Series. Usually, it's like 4 people on a team. Figured we would each pick a 4-person team.
Okay.
But you get to pick, I get to pick, you get to pick. So that way, we obviously don't. Just like Superman can only be on one team, whatever, right?
Okay.
And then we figure out whose 4 team would win.
Okay.
Or maybe we stack the 4 up and then we ask the viewers who they think.
Oh, okay. So okay. So it's a 4v4 last man standing kind of deal?
Pretty much, yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can go first.
Me go first?
Who's your first?
Give me Incredible Hulk. He's big and strong.
That's a good one. Okay. I will counter your Incredible Hulk with a let's go DC. Heroes and villains.
Okay.
Doomsday.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Give me Thanos.
Damn. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Well, then I'll hit you with Apocalypse. Wait. Apocalypse is a place. Darkseid.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Apocalypse from X-Men. But actually, what I was thinking was Darkseid.
Okay.
Boom. God on God. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Darkseid.
Yeah.
You got some muscle. You got a muscle. Yeah. You got a god.
Got it now. Yeah.
What other kind of category are you reaching at? Who's the brains of your team?
Oh, brains and brawn.
Ooh.
It's called Beast.
Oh, that's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Brains and brawn. Fantastic for the Thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with the make it as hard as possible to potentially not get him. Ant-Man.
Okay. I see your Ant-Man, and I counter Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
I feel like that is kind of fair.
I like how we didn't choose any of the major ones.
I know. I didn't want to. I wanted to. How bad I wanted to say Batman.
I know.
But I'm trying
to branch out. Right?
Trying to branch out.
I like it.
Okay, so I've got Doomsday, Darkseid, Blue Beetle, and what was my third guy?
Apocalypse?
No.
Thing. That's right.
Thing.
Yeah.
That's my team.
And then I had Incredible Hulk, Thanos,
yeah.
Beast, and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I went all Marvel.
You sure did. Do better.
Yeah.
Actually, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good lineup. I can't even be mad at that.
That's right.
Dang, I'm curious. Will somebody let us know?
Yeah. Y'all let us know.
Shoot, we're gonna have to take a tour around the warehouse and get the weight on this.
Yeah, let us know. Team. Are you Team Hector or Team Anthony?
Yeah.
Whose team do you think's taking the W?
Shoot.
And who do you think's the last one standing?
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Soon. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, let us know. Well, I think that's episode 7.
Dude.
In a nutshell.
7. We're almost at double digits.
By the way, keep an eye out soon for stickers.
Oh, stickers! You ordered stickers! Bag boarded and more, dude.
Sorry.
We're getting official.
We're getting official.
We're getting super official. I know. Somebody asked me for a signature the other day.
I know.
I'm gonna sign a sticker.
I know.
I will sign a bag boarded and more sticker for sure.
Don't let me get crafty. I might come in here with a coffee mug. So we might have
Dude, sitting here with bag boarded and more. Brought to you by
unless Monster or some other energy drink company wants to sponsor us.
Guys, you see this production over here? Get on board before it's too late.
That's right.
We're blowing up.
Let us know. If you want to give us free bags, boards, and
more,
we're good.
Oh, we got to go over that too in the episode.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't even know what bags and boards are.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely got that's
whoa.
And maybe we teach people how to properly board and bag.
Ooh.
Because
there you go.
Because you taught us.
Yeah.
Me and Emmett.
Yeah. There's 2 sides to a board. Mm-hmm. Some people don't know.
That's right. Different types of boards. Different sizes.
Different types of bags.
Different types of bags.
And
more.
Beautiful.
All right. That's it. That's episode 7.
Amazing. Thanks, brother.
See you on the other side for episode 8.
Bye.
Later.